Well, many years ago, when we owned our events company, we were asked, among other things, to provide Santa Claus for shopping centers every Christmas. And so indeed, every Christmas we would provide one or two. And one year, one of the shopping center managers came to us and said, you know, we need to do more than provide one or two. We need to create a system that produces year after year quality people to perform this ancient and important role. And so we created, in the 1980s, the University of the North Pole. I was the dean. And I trained dozens of men and women of all colors to be Santas, signing Santas, etc. Well, as a result of this publicity, the radio stations would ask me to come and do radio interviews. And of course, I would agree, and I would go on the radio as Santa Goldblatt and answer the questions of the children of Washington, D.C. about what they were getting for Christmas. I would have fun, John. I would call my friends and family, and I would say, tell so-and-so that Santa's going to be on the radio, find out what they want. Well, one night, I was time to get dressed. I went into my room, put on my red pants, my red coat, my white beard, my hat, tiptoed out the door. Little Matthew opened the door. You can imagine how surprised he was a week before Christmas. I didn't wait for an introduction. I pushed my way in, sat in his father's now vacated chair, pulled the little lad onto my knee, and I said, oh, you know, Matthew, every year I visit millions of children all over the world. And this year I discovered that you're the luckiest little boy in all the world. Do you know that? He shook his head. I said, oh, yes, Matthew. You see, more than all the toys that might appear under your tree is the love your mother and father have for you. Oh, they love you more than any other little boy in all the world. Do you know that? He nodded yes. And with that, his mother Jill came out of the kitchen, tears rolling down her cheeks. She recognized it was me, so I quickly excused myself and said, now, Matthew, I've decided to visit your home first this Christmas Eve because you're such a special, lucky little boy. I want you to go to bed at 4 p.m. It worked. He was in bed at 2. So here's an open invitation. If you have children who have trouble going to bed, you call me in December. I'll make a call. They'll go right to bed. Off they go. Well, off to the radio station. Do you know Max even called in Anne-Marie? He bought it hook, line, and sinker. He thought he was talking to Santa. I come home. I tiptoe past his bedroom door, and I heard the most horrible sound. Little feet, a pull on my red jacket. I turn around, and Max says, you lied to me. You cheated me. You're Santa Claus, Papa. With that, I scooped him up, put him on my knee, and I said, yes, Max, but this red suit and white beard has nothing at all to do with being Santa Claus. You see, Santa is a feeling you have in your heart, not just one day or night per year, but all year long. It's an opportunity to bring peace and love and happiness to the world. And we call the people who do this event planners. Well, he didn't buy one word of it. But now, fast forward with me. It's the middle of January. I'm on my front porch replacing a light bulb. Little Matthew comes screaming down the street. Mr. Goldblatt, is Max home? Yes, Matt, I said. He said, can I speak to him? I said, sure, Max. And then I decided to have some fun. I said, so Matthew, did you have a nice Christmas? Oh, yeah. Anything special happen? Yeah, you didn't hear? Santa Claus came to my house a week early. And you wonder if the things you do as teachers at this university and administrators and business people make a difference. Indeed they do. Well, Max came out, and I thought he was going to blow my cover, because you know how children are. But as little Matthew continued to blab about his visit with Santa, Max took a spot behind Matthew where Matt couldn't see him. And as Matt continued talking, Max looked me in the eye, raised his chin, and in one gesture let me know that he understood. Because as Matt continued to talk, Max just looked at me and went, well, I must tell you, I went in the kitchen, tears rolling down my cheeks, turned to my beloved wife and said, he's one of us. And so are you. And so are you. And so that's our son who's here tonight, Sam, with his papa as Santa Claus a few years ago.